Hello, good morning. Welcome in to another episode of Good Morning NASDAQ. You are live with me, Dom, Mr. Huddie, the Huddinator, on a beautiful Wednesday morning here in June 5th, 2024. It is Wednesday, so we rock at 9:15 a.m., where we like to do a little bit of live trading, a little pre-market prep, go through our watch list, what we generally only give to 4-leaf and 3-leaf clovers over at clovertrading.io. If you want access to that, link in the description. You know the deal. No more free trials, unfortunately, but you can always find a spot in. And if you want a discount to that, discounts are always given at our boot camps, which one is coming up June 22nd through 24th. Very quickly, a virtual boot camp. It's not in person, so you can join from anywhere. It will cost you a whole lot less. It will cost us a whole lot less, so it is a win-win for everybody. And if you want access to that, link in the description. Nate Mishaw will be there. Jay Bones, my first millionaire student. Randy Walker will be speaking as well for the first time. Very exciting stuff. We got Joseph in the room, Mash for Fun. Dawson actually has a quote for us today. Also, if you haven't checked it out, Dawson's D22 across the world. He's got a great little interview out with Investors Underground, I believe. So go check that out. Dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars and see yourself running with them. Think constantly on the changes of the elements into each other, for such thoughts wash away the dust of earthly life. Marcus Aurelius, obviously. Thank you, Dawson, for that motivation. Thank you guys for being here. And let's hop right into it. We got full watch list. I know Huddy's got a full morning of gappers. Let's talk about it. If you got any questions, we will get to them. We're going to run it from 9:15 to 9:45. And hopefully get some trades in as well. So, Huddy, without further ado, where do you want to start?
I want to start by getting my screen ready, and we'll talk about the watch list.
Talk to me about it.
I'm gonna bring up the two kind of latent gappers right now, the aggressive ones. I know there's a few others that I could be interested in, but the biggest one of the day is ASNS, up 768% as of right now. I get the feeling that this is a low float. I get the feeling that I know it's not even a feeling. When market opens, this is going to be halt city, so it's going to be pretty hard to, I think, day trade past what has already happened. I know some people were kind of in it for this gap up, which is awesome move, and I expect wicks to the upside and downside. I expect halts. I expect it to be very hard to trade today, whether long or short. But I will still probably try to find a short position on it just because I think there's so much downside. But again, just going to kind of give it some time to make a high a day first. Same thoughts with XTIA, which is the other big gapper of the day. This is formerly INPX, which is an absolute dog water ticker, very dilutive in the past and destructive to shareholders. How far are they going to take this pump this time? I'm not sure. But, if I had to I don't really want to say XTIA is better than ASNS, but just from a fundamental picture and a familiarity standpoint, I feel like XTIA is a little bit more towards the scale of worst. They've done recent reverse splits, they've done ticker changes, they've done industry changes, they've done dilution. So it's just, I know XTIA better than I know ASNS. I still think they're both going to have some range to the downside to capitalize on, but if I had to choose one and not the other, I would choose XTIA, but my system doesn't really allow me to do that either. So I'm watching those two for gap and craps. Hopefully they hold up at these current levels, ideally above 2 and 4 for both. The two stocks that I'm watching for more discretionary trades, ASTS is a good-looking breakout chart that I will kind of have up throughout the day, but not really a concrete plan on it right now and as to what I want to do. Envos is the other breakout chart that's seemingly holding a buck. This is an absolute scam company, but with scam companies come expert manipulators. So maybe they're delinquent for holding a buck, and this company is trying to hold the buck for 10 days, and that causes some sort of breakout over its previous range. Going to be watching for it if it gets back up to 124, 125 today for a potential entry. If it doesn't get there, it's probably a no trade for me, and I'm okay with that as well. Those are my four main watches. I'm going to pass the baton off to Dom.
Very nice. There's there's a lot of gappers over 50% today. I can show real quick. We do have as well MITQ up 85%, MFI up 75%, NDRA up 64%. So there is some stuff moving. We still have 7 minutes to go. See if we have any more crazy movements. But 755% ASNS will take the cake. My watch is as follows. Watching GME for a bounce back into the low 30s. Right now holding that previous breakout level, which was that $26, $27 area, which is also the lows of the initial gap up day after the Roaring Kitty, the initial move. Kind of wanting to see some sort of hold of either yesterday or, which is that 25 to 26 area, and then a green move or a green move out of the gate, and then a quick move towards 30, 32 kind of being best case scenario. Just has been so weak after such a strong gap up. I do think a bounce is likely at some point, but we learned from the first time. The only difference here, I believe, is this down move from 80 or 60s down to the 20s. It didn't bounce, but there was also an ATM in effect as well, so could have made that move a little more difficult, obviously. But that is not the case right now. So if it is going to bounce, I like it more off of the top end of this range from this consolidation phase from that 2-week stretch versus down into it. So as long as it's over that, I do think there is a bounce in GME because I think people are quite comfortable. It hasn't really bounced all that much at all. I like your watch's ASTS. Good breakout. The initial time over the 570s to the highs of the 9s. Watching this one, it is a little wonkier, bigger float. I believe bigger float, at least bigger market cap. 123 mil float. Moves a little more like a higher price stock. And so entry is important, and make sure you're having the right risk level is important. So really trying to wait till I feel like I have to be involved here. And I think volume will tell me that. There was a very, very big morning on 529, and it did do a nice pullback right into the breakout level, and the volume was quite clearly going to be pretty big. And volume is where I want to make sure I'm paying attention to right now and stop trading stuff that is lower liquidity or just not a lot of eyes and attention on it. NVOS watching as well, like you said. MLGO was your crazy runner yesterday, and we are in the midst of a 35% gap down. So maybe overextended gap down here, a straight up spike into the $11 or $12 area, and topping out just short of that, risking red-green could be a potential. Is a wonky stock. Previously on its big runs, it has had big gap ups on day 2, so this is quite weaker. We'll see what it has out of the gate, but just generally a little scary of a stock. So, and I'm not a professional short seller, so the more complicated layers there are, the less I want to be involved. And then kind of third eye watches, LUCY not breaking down below 75, still holding up, but still very far away from the breakout level. So looking for a day, again, of volume. Something to show me that we can have a nice, strong spike. This stock can go from 23 cents to $1. On a first green day, it can go from 50 cents to $1.35. And the only main component that belongs there is volume. So if it's popping, if it's perking, if it's holding $1, but it's on 60 million shares at 2 p.m., I don't want to be messing with it. I want to wait for the day that it feels like a move is starting, or it's going to be a strong green day through the breakout level. And if it did do that from down here in the 80s or 90s, I'd probably be a seller through the breakout level, similar to this move here, where we just broke it by a little bit, not looking for extra. And then ALBT is the other one I'm watching for a reversal. I think over 300% run here from 30s to the 140s. Inside red day yesterday, kind of gapping below yesterday's support, it looks like. So if we can open in the 78 to 80 range, and then, green's kind of far away at 85. Risk reward might be tough here with the range. That's why I do like higher priced reversals, just because they offer better range with worse risk reward sometimes. And the less range there is, like best case here is like what, $1 to $1.10. So really got to be risking 5 cents or less. So the wider this range gets, the harder that is. But watching 5-minute high breaks on Albert. I think that concludes it. That's all she wrote, and it's 9:27. Look at us ahead of schedule. I guess we're supposed to have Kyle here, but
Right.
I think Starbucks messed up my order.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's gross.
Oh no. We're gonna have to
Horrible
shut the
news.
show down.
Shut it down. Shut the market down.
Kent Barley says morning, here to trade only A+ setups. I saw him yesterday in the webinar and in the chat room, just saying, time to get back to the rules. We did a whole webinar yesterday, me and Huddie, kind of talking a lot about that stuff, getting through drawdowns, how to size properly, just how to get back on track and stay on track, so we're all happy every single month versus going on roller coaster rides. Ken also asked, will it be recorded so I can watch later? Yep, all boot camps, even if you go to the in-person ones, you get a recording of it after the fact. And so many people were asking for a virtual boot camp or a recording of live boot camps, and we finally hear you. We're going to not travel. We're going to not make you pay for hotels and flights, and we're just going to let you do it from the comfort of your own home. And we're excited about that. It's not going to be as much fun as they normally are, but it will be very valuable and educational nonetheless. Make sure as well, before we open up the market here, that you hit that thumbs up button, that you are subscribed to the channel. It is free. I checked with YouTube. I checked with Clover Management. It is absolutely free to hit the subscribe button. We are on the road to something thousand subscribers. But really all I care about is how many likes we get on Good Morning NASDAQ, because that's my show. So get those like numbers up. Make me feel good. And let's have a good trading day today. Really want to pick my spots. Make sure the one question I'm going to be answering for myself today is, do I need to be in this right now? And that is a very important question to ask when you're going through a tough slide where you find yourself over trading a bit, feeling a little bit of FOMO. Is sometimes we just feel like we need to be in stuff because we don't want to miss it versus actually waiting for the right time. Any last minute thoughts here, Jim Bob?
No,
Where do you want to start? ASNS?
I got my plans. Huh?
Where do we want to start? ASNS?
In terms of what we're going to watch out the gate?
Yeah.
I guess. I just think it's going to halt immediately. I don't think it's going to be that much fun to watch. Maybe ASTS. I don't know if that's just going to go on to break out or kind of dip first.
Really?
Well, it's very strong in the close. ASNS halting down. Halted. It's not great.
Not great for who?
The stream.
Because it's going to take up a lot of time.
Yeah, it's just not going to trade for most of the stream.
All right. I hate recording from here. I love when Kyle does it because I can actually have my charts the way I want them, but I only have access to one chart right now because I'm working with this one screen. Make sure I keep my watch list up and ready. Take off extended hours. See what GME does here out of the open. Pull back to start. LBT opening below yesterday's support. It's not all that interesting. Really on reversals, want to make sure I'm looking at the best ones. Your ASTS went to 880. You said you like the 920 area there.
I liked that area a lot more yesterday than I do today.
Kind of like this 870 over under. If it starts holding as support, you kind of have these higher lows, this really slow trend where it's higher 750, higher low 790, 811, 840. But it isn't like your normal small cap runner that is just going to be straight up. Maybe when it goes, it will be, but for the most part, very choppy, very trendy. See what MLGO is doing this morning. Pulling back even right out of the gate, following pretty subpar morning spike. Let's see if that can try to hold this $7.70 to $7 area.
The annoying thing about these gappers today is yesterday, if you were at all eager out of the gate with MLGO, you get punished for it. And so far, if you're eager out of the gate today, you get rewarded greatly. So that's very frustrating to me because I haven't pushed a button yet. And by this time, I was already short MLGO yesterday.
MITQ, one of them. Pulling back. What was the other one? XTIA?
ASTS, a little perky here. Through 880.
What's the volume look like?
Not great.
Sometimes to check volume right out of the gate, I like to look at 5 to 10 minute candles and just see if we are significantly bigger than the last few days. Kind of when I'm looking at first screen days or breakout days where I want to buy early, really just want to see like we're definitely going to do more volume than consolidation days, days in which we didn't do a lot. Right now, kind of pushing. I just longed a small bit of GME, risking low a day.
Really?
I know you don't listen when I talk, but I talked about it on my watch list.
I thought you were going to say ASTS.
I want that, but I only have one screen right now, and
it was kind of an interesting catalyst. I saw, I'm like talking about the Twitter folks, but I saw people like relating. There was like outages in cellular networks across America last night, like right after hours, and like during after hours, and like all of Twitter was like, this is why ASTS is like being invested in by all the major cellular networks. Like this solves that problem. Again, that's just Kool-Aid probably. Like I don't know these companies and what they invested in ASTS for, but it looks dilutive. Whatever. I haven't like looked into it that hard. But it does look like it's not active currently, but will be one day. And ASTS needs to send a lot of satellites into the sky. So that's going to cost a lot of money. They have like $200 million on hand, but they also have like $100 million in debt. So definitely a day trade because I feel like something bad is coming. I just don't know when. XTIA almost to the point where I will no longer short it, which is really starting to bother me.
What was that gap? Over 100%? Yeah, 2 down 150.
Yeah. Because now when I look at it, even if I like, let's say I short weakness and get some average down here, like I'm really looking to make 50 cents with maybe 50 cents of risk. Like maybe, like, I don't know. It's starting to get really unattractive. But again, like I said before in pre-market prep, like if I had to choose one, this one's the super dilutive, the one that has tons of history, tons of bag holders to change their ticker, change their industry to aerospace. Before it was INPX. Like I've traded INPX a million times. I know what it is. And then they did a recent reverse split. So whatever this is just a pump job to me, is my assumption. Whereas like ASNS, I'm a little bit less understanding of what it is. And again, like ASNS going to be halted all day, like, or at least all morning. It's going to be really hard for anyone to trade, I think.
GME pushing this morning. Nice to see. 27s. I'll give that a chance to test 28. And if we break through it quite cleanly, then my goal is 30. And I'll piece out along the way.
Looks like 870 was some
gosh, I can't stand doing this live. I look because I see it dipping. I'm like, if I can let it dip a minute, then I can buy the support, and then I will not. I'm sure Huddie will shut his eyes and buy 920. I won't be doing that. Tell me you
don't
did
want to
it.
know what I would do.
You did it.
You don't want to know.
Tell me you did it.
I have an 8-something average.
You know that you have to tell me when you do that. Really cute looking daily chart now. Not too far gone at all. 940 is the level. Trying at this moment to just calm myself down, relax. just as easily as I could have bought blindly out of the gate. Could have been buying into a random pop, and then yesterday's morning where we pulled back into 8 to 820, and I'm wondering what I'm doing. How wide am I risking? So we'll sit back and wait. Risk level pretty much has to be low a day for me, which is 860. So when we're in the 920s, that's a 60 cent type of risk, and I don't love that at all. Much prefer some sort of tighter, and I'm not the best at buying dips. If you guys know me, I like to buy strength. I would have rather bought there's 27 push GME.
What am I looking at with GME? This is the tiniest little candle.
Yeah, because of how much it went down the last 2 days.
Ugh.
You have an 8 what average on ASTS?
I told you don't want to know.
What, 890s? Gosh.
No.
880s? Oh,
If I have
you
to
bought
have
it
full
yesterday, didn't you?
transparency,
You bought it
I
yesterday.
bought it yesterday.
Yeah.
I bought it yesterday.
I knew I was fishing. I'm like, why wouldn't I want to know? Because that's why.
I bought 840
I like that.
yesterday.
Anything risking off of, I love 840 risk now, 835 to 840 risk. So
100%. Exactly what I was kind of going for.
at this point, I can honestly say to myself, I believe that this has to break out today, or it's probably going to be another 2 or 3 days. Volume only at 1.5 million. Again, on this breakout day here, we did over 100 mil. So it doesn't feel like we're on pace for that. Let me check like a 5-minute real quick. There is an increase over the past few mornings, so that's good to see so far. But I just don't really love the price right now. I could buy the breakout level 940 and just pick a random risk level higher, like 890. But even then, that's 50 cents a risk and not what I want to see. So unfortunate right now. Sometimes patience hurts. Sometimes it helps. What I'm really trying to do is just avoid unnecessary losses.
XTIA, this is not ideal. ASNS is open. And I honestly have no idea how to trade this. It's just going to be kind of a little too wild for me.
Let's keep ASTS on watch. Levels, I really like 870. That's been a top for a while. And then obviously this 920 area. 870, what's this high? $9. We are already pushing again. This stock doesn't want me in. I hate E-Trade's charts so much. Love their charts. I hate the fact that there are moments when I'm missing a candle from before. Really clean looking daily chart here though. Kind of similar as well. 1 green day, 2 green day, breakout day third, 1, 2, 3. And
yeah.
Looking for, a move from 6 to 9 here is a 50% move, not always apples to apples, but I think through 10 is a pretty clear area of targets. I just sold 1/4 GME at 28.
Jimmy.
I think 30 is the ultimate target. 28.5, maybe another quarter. We'll go past it. We'll go 28.77.
I got some orders in on XTIA for 150. Ideally, spikes up into my orders. I can get short. I don't think it's going to be more than 1-to-1 type risk reward, but I don't see this stock recovering. So my idea is to short 150, risk the high of day, then look to see if it fades throughout the day and ends up back where it came from. In which case, again, not the best risk reward, but maybe a high win rate if I can get my orders triggered.
thought I put 2 orders in on Jimmy. ASTS. What did it just do there? Push and fail the breakout?
Probably.
Stop acting like you're not watching.
I'm not
bought
actually.
it yesterday.
I literally only have a daily chart up.
That's the way I like to look at breakouts.
Yeah. And my plan is to probably sell if 835 is broken or end of day. And there's probably no in between.
I like 11.
11's good. 14 is great. 20 is the best.
I like 11.
Okay.
Let's see what the crowd is saying. D22, a.k.a. Timu Bieber. He does look a lot like J Beebs. Gerald says, wait, are you guys on longer today? We are live till around 9:45, which is right now. We'll leave it going for a minute because we got a couple trades to watch. But whatchamacallit? Live trading today. So we looking for do some live trading. We start a little bit later, and we generally have all of us here. Sorry, I'm talking and looking. I'm trying to figure out where my next order is.
Oh, look at GME.
I know, it's going higher.
That's cute.
But 28.77, so that should be your morning top. Kent says boot camp only $275. If that's what it says, that's what it says. Like I said, it costs us $0 to put this on, whereas it costs us a fortune to do the in-person stuff. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody, where you guys get access to a plethora of information and great minds over the course of a whole weekend and one live trading day, and you get to do it from home. Win, win, win. It's the Michael Scott, the very rare win, 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 win.
Wow.
Wow. Really would have liked to have filled my other half of Jimmy there, just so I could have been patient with this. But you know what they say.
You miss every shot you don't take.
Oh, everyone.
I think I'm leaning towards not playing ASNS today, even though I think there's a world where this ends up at like $1.50. I just don't want to sit in this. I don't know.
We'll take a look at that in a minute. ASTS could definitely make a merit for just buying here and putting a stop like in 890, something like that, saying that the last time it broke out, it was quite a clean morning and it didn't do a whole lot of random pullbacks before initiating its spike.
Nope. ASNS opened and halted.
Down.
Oh, yeah.
And then MITQ I saw halted up. And then down. What was the other one we were watching? Someone said MLGO halted up. That's nice. A push towards 1050.11 would be huge, and that would maybe garner some interest from me.
Really?
It's an overextended gap down. Remember how you used to do those?
I never liked the 1 day runs.
Yeah, when it's percentagely that good.
I get it.
It would have to get good, though. I need that to come into my wheelhouse, or it's just not worth it for me. All right, we'll give it another 3 minutes here. See if ASTS can break out or not.
No.
You don't want it to?
I'd rather it just kind of chill and set up for later in the day and not do it all at once.
Why? You're already in it. What do you care?
Because I think the more it consolidates here and sucks in either shorts or brings in more buyers, I think the move can be more powerful if it consolidates. Maybe that's just in my head, but
I don't know if this one needs that.
Nope, I don't really care. Again, I'm in it till end of day.
I took a try there, 925. Risking wider than this 890, kind of in my head, 880s. Not going to let it go all the way red at this point. My one try here, it either breaks out soon or it doesn't.
mean,
Jimmy, pull back a bit. I don't have VWAPs on that chart, so I don't know where that's at. ASTS daily would just look glorious through 950. Space Mobile here to save the day. You know that song?
I don't.
You've never heard it?
Not today. I mean, not recently. Doesn't ring a bell.
This is why I kind of wish that I'd gotten a piece off there, and I was in the right area. We're talking about $28 stock when I'm 10 cents off the freaking high today. It's just kind of annoying that if this pulls and fails, that I'm only going to have gotten rid of a quarter. But we hold to the plan. It's holding VWAP. It's not your traditional first green day by any means, so I don't expect it to just be a 30% move and then, fade. I expect there to be chop. I expect if it's going to have, what I really care about today is that it's green on the day. It's up 5%. For anyone who's been holding through that entire move and been stressed, maybe they start to feel a little bit of happiness right now. I'm going to pull that order, so you should see it go straight to 28.77 now. But at this point, I'd rather sell closer to 29 if we do get a high day break. I expect it to be stronger than that. ASTS, trying to do Fight Club rules there for myself, see if it can break out without me watching. What was the other one we were watching? ASNS, completely not fun to watch today. Algo not open. Jimmy. Wayne says it's a fake out day. I don't know what bias you have, so I'm not sure which fakes where. Who's faking why? Someone says NVAX moving. It's at 19 now. It's a little breakout over the 18s, but I traded this once on this fake out day and said never again. Moves too wonky, too unpredictable. Which day is actually going to hold up and which days is just going to be a freaking V pattern, or what's the opposite of a V, like an N pattern? ASTS, if you just trade the daily chart, it's kind of easier. Let's see if you guys can get us to 60 likes. ASTS will break out in the next 2 minutes. Oh, it might do it without you guys. What's the breakout level? 940 on the Dizot. If you haven't liked it, like it, please. We broke out. We didn't even need you guys. Very nice. What I'd want to see now is a strong breakout. So not like just 945 and then pull back to the 920s, but maybe 950s, 960s. Give us some wiggle room to be able to support the 930s now. There's some 950 prints. Very nice. Very nice. How are you still there?
I'm right here.
How's it going?
I'm good. I'm just kind of commenting in the chat, alerting some of the orders that I took. I do have, honestly, it's half size. XTIA at 140, kind of chased it down as the bounce was not bouncing to 1.5. Don't love that entry at all. I really don't. I just think it's a high likelihood that this doesn't recover, so it doesn't really matter what the entry is to me. It just matters, what the exit is. But I'm still kind of annoyed because I really don't have full size. So that's probably going to go down in the journal as a mistake, but at least I have something from 140, and plan will be to hold till close. And like I said, I think it round trips. ASNS, I'm not going to trade today at all. I don't know what it's going to do out of these unhalts. I think it's a high likelihood that it does fade all day. Round trip, probably not. That's a lot, but probably some kind of deep pullback and then some kind of wild V bounce. And like, I just don't want to be short for all of that. Like, it's just going to bother me. So it's kind of a rule break for me to miss ASNS. But again, since it doesn't really trade minute by minute, I'll give myself a break and say, you're fine, Huddie.
At some point, yeah, you have to just say, I will trade it when it becomes a stock this morning. Not necessarily.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, this is just, I don't know what you guys out there like to do or how you like to gamble, but this isn't my idea of fun.
No, this is horrible. And that's why when you said, should we put ASNS on for market open? I was like, oh, why? It's not going to trade. The ASTS, I think we've talked about it probably enough. I don't know what your plan is, Dom. My plan, kind of when I started buying it yesterday, was to swing and sell end of day today if we broke out, and I wanted to give it till end of day. So
yeah, I didn't have that plan, but my plan was to use this day as a guide, 5/29, my birthday for all those that remember. And it had a pretty strong all day move, never broke VWAP. So looking for something like that, looking for a trend shift to get out for some unrealized gains, or to be patient. I would like to be out by noon. If I get 11 to 12, very happy with that trade. Buying in the 9, selling 11, 12. So I'm okay with that. If I can get that quick move and it continues the morning spike, I definitely won't be holding this overnight, though. And then Jimmy, still going to risk low day until we get some more consolidation up here. But looking for 29 to 30 for the rest. And that would be, if that and ASTS worked, that'd be a solid day. And I'm glad you guys got to see some of it. Let me show you our faces one last time. Thank you guys for being here this morning. It was a good time. Kyle's still traveling all of the word gallivanting, as we would say. We'll not be here tonight for Wine Wednesday, but Huddie, as long as you will be here, I will be here.
I have a flight.
You're kidding
at 1:40 p.m. I'm not.
What is 1:40 p.m.?
4 p.m. I'm flying back to Miami, so you're gonna have to cancel Wine Wednesday.
Lord giveth me strength. All right, I will see if I can pull some strings. If not, assume it's going to be canceled, unless I can maybe find a guest or two to bring on. But keep an eye on our socials, our Instagram and Twitter to keep for that. If not, just show up on YouTube at 7. If we're there, we're there. If we're not, we're not. But no matter what, we'll be here live tomorrow, 8:45 a.m. for another episode of Good Morning NASDAQ. Be Thursday tomorrow. So let's all have a wonderful Wednesday, hump day. And if you want access to that virtual boot camp coming up June 22nd to the 24th, link in the description. Virtual boot camp. Lots of fun. All right. We will see all the rest of you over in the Clover trading room. If you want access to that, link in the description as well. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 8:45 a.m. Good morning, NASDAQ. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.